dare step into a river where you cannot see anything beneath your feet. The water before you is eerily calm, reflecting the sky as if nothing is hidden below. But with just one step, everything disappears. No vision, no sense of direction, only a dense darkness engulfing your body. Do you know what is swimming right beneath you at this very moment? In that place, every movement can be detected, even if you are completely unaware. The creatures below do not need to see you. They sense you through vibrations, through electric signals, through predatory instincts that have existed for millions of years. What will you do when you realize you are no longer the observer but have become the prey? A light touch beneath your feet, a small ripple behind your back, a shadow gliding through the darkness that you cannot see. And then you realize something terrifying. The Amazon where you are standing is not an ordinary river, but a world where humans are not at the top of the food chain. Once you step into that murky, deep water, you may never return the same, because there are boundaries humans should not cross. Join us on a journey into the underwater world of the Amazon River, where the most terrifying creatures and unseen dangers are always there, waiting for you to come closer. The Amazon River is a living system operating under its own rules that humans have never been able to control. The river stretches for more than 4,000 miles, originating from the Andes in Peru and flowing into the Atlantic Ocean. The Amazon basin covers about 40% of South America, passing through countries such as Brazil, Peru, and Colombia. The Amazon contributes about 20% of the total freshwater discharged from rivers into the world's oceans. The depth of this river typically ranges from about 65 to 165 feet. However, at its deepest points, the riverbed can reach about 330 feet or even up to nearly 500 feet. In addition, scientists have discovered a massive underground river called Hamza, flowing parallel beneath the Amazon at a depth of about 13,000 feet. In some places, the river is so wide that you cannot see the opposite bank. It feels as if you are standing before an ocean. But this is not a saltwater sea. It is freshwater and far more terrifying. Because unlike the ocean, where light can still penetrate to some extent, the Amazon conceals everything just beneath the surface. The water here is not clear. It is filled with sediment, soil, decaying leaves, and millions of tiny particles. All of it blends together into a dark brown color that nearly devours light. The moment you step in, everything around you begins to disappear. The light fades, colors dim, shapes distort, then vanish completely. You reach your hand out in front of you, but you can no longer see it. This is not ordinary darkness, but a form of absolute blindness underwater. Beneath the Amazon lies an environment where vision, the sense humans rely on most, becomes completely useless. Have you ever imagined being trapped in a space where you cannot see anything around you? In that world, you do not know what lies ahead. You do not know what is behind you, and even less what might be approaching. The murky water of the Amazon is not a flaw of nature, but a perfect camouflage, a veil that conceals every movement. Chases and attacks happen just inches away from you, yet you remain unaware. Light cannot penetrate the dense forest canopy above, and the murky water below makes everything even darker. You are trapped between two layers of darkness, one above, one below. There is no clear escape and no warning signs. In that place, you only have the sensation that something is very close, after feeling a slight movement near your feet or a chill running down your spine that you cannot explain. To adapt to this unique environment, the creatures living in the Amazon River have evolved in a completely different way. They do not need to see their prey, but instead sense the movement of water, detect the slightest vibrations, and can locate targets in complete darkness. That means even when you cannot see anything, you are still being seen. Every step you take in the water creates waves. Every heartbeat, every movement sends signals into the surroundings. And somewhere in the darkness, something is receiving those signals. The Amazon is not a place of randomness. Everything here is part of the food chain. From the smallest organisms to the largest predators, All are engaged in a never-ending struggle for survival. And the most frightening part is that you cannot know where you stand in that chain. You may think you are observing nature, but in reality you may have already entered a system where you are no longer an outsider. Each year, the Amazon's water level changes with the seasons. When the water rises, the forest becomes completely flooded. Massive tree trunks and dense canopies all sink beneath the water, turning into a three-dimensional labyrinth. You are not just swimming in a river, but within a flooded forest. There, roots become traps, trunks become obstacles, and darkness becomes the perfect camouflage for every predator. And that is why the Amazon is not only vast, but also terrifying. Because its scale is not just in length or width, but in the depth of the secrets it conceals. Among all the fast, dangerous, and unseen predators of the Amazon, there is one creature that makes your sense of size meaningless. Not because it charges at terrifying speed, nor because it attacks without warning, but because its mere existence is enough to unsettle you. It is the arapaima, one of the largest freshwater fish ever to exist on this planet. Arapaima belongs to an ancient group of fish called osteoglossiforms, which first appeared during the Cretaceous period about 100 million years ago in the age of dinosaurs. Its body is not only long, but also thick and heavy with the weight of an ancient creature. An adult can grow more than 6 feet in length and weigh hundreds of pounds, but in the murky waters of the Amazon, you will never see its full body. The arapaima may appear only as a massive shadow, silently moving beneath you. Can you imagine the feeling of knowing that a creature larger than your own body is swimming right below you, yet you cannot see it? The arapaima does not need to rush. Every movement it makes is slow but powerful. When it swims, the surrounding water shifts and pressure changes, a heavy presence that you can feel even without seeing it. But what truly sets the arapaima apart lies in the way it breathes. Unlike other fish, this creature cannot live entirely underwater. It must rise to the surface to take in air. And that very moment is when the silence is broken. The surface suddenly trembles, a deep, heavy sound echoes outward. A part of the arapaima's massive body emerges and disappears within seconds. There is no prior sign, no warning, just a sudden appearance, as if something from another world has surfaced. Do you realize that in that moment you are no longer the largest creature within the space of the Amazon River? The arapaima does not need to attack to be dangerous. A single collision is enough to make its prey lose complete control. In deep, murky waters filled with obstacles, an unexpected push from an arapaima can disorient you, and that panic opens the door to countless other dangers. You might collide with tree roots. You might be swept away by the current or attract other predators. The arapaima is like a remnant of prehistoric times, a creature that existed long before humans appeared. Its body has remained almost unchanged for millions of years. That means it has not needed to adapt much to environmental changes. Instead, humans are the ones entering its world. When the arapaima rises to the surface, it serves as a clear reminder that beneath that calm exterior still exist massive creatures. Creatures that do not need to chase, yet are powerful enough to make you disappear in a single moment of lost control. In the dense darkness of the Amazon, there is a predator that does not need sharp teeth, does not need speed, and does not even require direct contact, yet can still bring down its prey in an instant. It is the electric eel, a creature that appears slow, almost harmless from the outside. It has no terrifying jaws and no form that immediately triggers alarm, but that is only its appearance. Because the weapon it possesses is not something you can see, it is electricity. In the murky waters of the Amazon, where light is almost completely swallowed, the electric eel does not rely on vision. It sees the world in an entirely different way. The electric eel emits weak electrical pulses that continuously spread around its body. These pulses bounce back when they encounter objects. From that, it constructs an invisible map of its surroundings. This means that even in absolute darkness, the electric eel knows exactly where everything is. You may stand still, not move, not make a sound, but your body still emits bioelectric signals. And to the electric eel, that is like a glowing signal in the dark. Do you realize that in the Amazon's world, you cannot truly hide? When a smaller fish is identified as prey, the electric eel's attack begins. There is no splash of water or violent movement, only a current spreading through the water at nearly instantaneous speed. The prey's body reacts immediately. Muscles contract uncontrollably and the nervous system becomes overloaded. In a moment, all signals from the brain are disrupted, and even an adult human may lose control of their own body. You cannot swim, cannot maintain balance, and cannot orient yourself. In deep, dark water, that means you are in extreme danger. But what makes the electric eel truly terrifying is that it does not discharge just once. It can release repeated shocks, more intense, more precise. With each discharge, the electric eel not only paralyzes its prey, but also forces the prey's muscles to contract. This causes the prey to emit even stronger electrical signals, which in turn allows the eel to lock onto the target with even greater accuracy. This is not just an attack, but a complete hunting system, a closed-loop cycle. Detect, paralyze, amplify signal, strike with greater precision. Can you imagine a predator that sees you more clearly the more it attacks? In the Amazon, distance is no longer a guarantee of safety. You do not need to touch the electric eel to be attacked. Simply being in the water places you within its range. And in a conductive environment like water, everything becomes far more dangerous. A powerful shock does not just cause pain, it takes away your control. Your movements become erratic, your breathing turns rapid. And that panic can trigger even more dangers. You may be swept by the current, crash into tree roots, or attract other predators. All of it can begin from a single invisible shock. The electric eel does not need to see you or touch you. It only needs a small signal, and the rest unfolds in the darkness. In the underwater world of the Amazon, where everything is concealed by murky water and dense darkness, there is a fear that does not come from size, not from a gigantic monster or a single devastating strike, but from many small mouths attacking at once. It is the piranha. At first glance, the piranha seems unremarkable. Its size is small and its body is not particularly striking. If you see just one, you may not feel threatened. But that is the mistake, because piranhas are never truly alone. They exist in schools, a social structure that makes them more efficient hunters. In the murky waters of the Amazon, a school of piranhas moves almost silently. Just small shadows quietly surrounding an area. You do not see them, but that does not mean they are not there. Have you ever wondered if a school of piranhas were right beneath your feet? How would you even realize it? The answer is, you would not realize until it is already too late. Piranhas do not attack randomly. They are triggered by signals. A drop of blood falling into the water, an unusual movement, an injured creature struggling. Those signals spread through the water like invisible calls, and piranhas respond immediately. At first, a few approach, probing, observing, then more begin to gather. The underwater environment shifts, the density of movement increases, an unexplainable tension begins to spread. You cannot see it, but you can feel it. And then the breaking point arrives. Piranhas need only a single initial bite. After that, everything spirals out of control as the entire school rushes in. This species does not rely on complex tactics. Their hunting method is simply a barrage of continuous bites from all directions. Piranha teeth are not long, but they are razor sharp. Each bite removes a small portion of the prey. When attacked by piranhas, you struggle, trying to escape. But those very movements make the situation worse. Because every movement creates more vibrations, and vibrations are exactly what piranhas seek. Do you realize that the more you try to escape, the more predators you attract? You do not know how many piranhas are beneath the water, nor where they are. You only know that they are everywhere. A bite on your leg, another on your arm, another from behind. You cannot defend every direction at once. And in the murky water, a human cannot even see what is happening to their own body. But the most frightening thing about piranhas is not their aggression. It is their unpredictability. They do not always attack. Sometimes they simply swim around observing without reacting. That makes you think they are not dangerous, that you are safe. But with a change in conditions such as lack of food or a sudden trigger, everything can reverse within seconds. In the Amazon, you are not always facing a single predator. Sometimes you are facing an entire hunting system operating as one entity. In the Amazon River, there are predators that do not need speed, they only need to wait. And it is this patience that makes them more dangerous than anything else. The anaconda is a perfect example. The anaconda has a massive, heavy body. An adult can reach up to about 30 to 33 feet in length and weigh around 550 pounds. But beneath the murky water, it almost completely disappears, becoming just another part of the environment. You may look at the water and think you're seeing a log or a drifting branch, but what you do not know is that the log may be alive. The anaconda does not hunt with speed. It can remain still for hours, even days, without moving, without giving off signals, waiting for a single mistake from its prey. A step into the water, an animal moving closer, a moment of carelessness. And then, the attack happens, a powerful movement from below the surface. The anaconda delivers a constricting coil. Its massive body wraps around the prey, loop after loop. Not to crush instantly, but to control. Each time the prey tries to breathe, the coils tighten further. With every heartbeat, the space around the chest becomes smaller, until all movement stops. Have you ever wondered if you were standing in that water? How would you even detect the presence of an anaconda? Research shows that humans often do not recognize the presence of an anaconda until it is already too late. But the anaconda is not the only one that uses this strategy. Right on the surface of the Amazon River, there is another predator even more terrifying. In the underwater world of the Amazon, there is a predator that does not need to move much, yet still makes every other creature wary. It is the black caiman. A name that sounds simple, but in reality it is one of the most dangerous apex predators in the entire Amazon basin. When you look at the water's surface, you may see a calm, undisturbed plain. But that is the first mistake, because the black caiman does not need to reveal itself. It does not need you to know that it is there. Most of its body remains completely submerged, with only its eyes and nostrils breaking the surface. Have you ever thought that two small dots on the water could be the sign of a creature over 16 feet long watching you? The black caiman does not hunt through constant speed. It can remain still for hours without moving or making any sound. Every movement you make on the water's surface is recorded by the black caiman. Every step into the water sends a signal to it. And while you believe you are safe, in reality you have already been within its sights for a long time. The surface of the Amazon at dusk appears so calm that it feels almost unreal. The last rays of light shimmer across it, creating the illusion that nothing exists there but peace. But just beneath that surface, the black caiman is waiting. Not far away, a freshwater turtle slowly approaches. Its hard shell has protected it for many years. In the Amazon, that is an advantage. The turtle sees nothing unusual. There is no large movement or warning sound, so it continues forward, its legs gently paddling through the murky water. But every small movement creates vibrations, and in the world of the caiman, vibrations are language. The black caiman senses each wave of pressure through the water. It does not need to see the prey clearly. It knows exactly where the turtle is. The distance is closing, but the caiman does not rush because it understands that a single mistake could alert the prey and cause it to flee. In this environment, speed is not the deciding factor. Timing is everything. The turtle pauses for a moment, lifting its head above the surface to breathe. A seemingly ordinary moment, but that is when everything changes. The surface explodes. There is no warning, only a violent surge from below. The caiman's jaws open, revealing rows of sharp teeth. A precise, powerful snap. The turtle has no time to react, no time to retract its head into its shell. In an instant, it is clamped tight. A sharp, dry crack echoes underwater as the caiman's jaws strike the hard shell. But the terrifying part is that the caiman does not need to pierce the shell immediately. It only needs to hold on. The turtle struggles, trying to escape. Its kicks become frantic, sending water splashing in all directions. But every effort is futile. The caiman's jaws do not release, and then it drags the prey beneath the surface into darkness where the turtle has no advantage. There is no light, no direction, only the absolute control of the predator. The caiman begins to twist its body, a powerful rotational movement known as the death roll. The turtle is spun along, its body completely losing control. The twisting force not only disorients the prey, but also places immense pressure on the shell, a structure designed to resist ordinary bites, but not to endure continuous rotational force from a body weighing hundreds of pounds. The turtle tries to resist, but the more it struggles, the more energy it loses. Meanwhile, the caiman does not need to rush. It can hold the prey underwater far longer than the turtle can endure. Time becomes a weapon. With each passing second, the turtle's strength fades, its heartbeat slows, its movements weaken until everything stops. The water returns to stillness. Only a calm surface remains, as if nothing ever happened. But beneath it, the predator still holds its prey. The caiman may not eat immediately. It can hide the turtle underwater, waiting until the prey's body softens, a cold and efficient strategy. In the Amazon River, you may fear what you can see, but the black caiman does not need you to see it. It only needs you to come close enough. And when that happens, you will never have a second chance. After everything you have just seen, the massive arapaima, electric eels, piranhas, anacondas, crocodilians, you may think those are the greatest dangers of the Amazon River. But the truth is entirely different. The most frightening thing here is not a specific creature, but the environment where all of them exist. The Amazon does not kill you instantly, it disorients you first. The murky water prevents you from seeing anything. You may try to stay calm, but your body begins to react before you can even think. Your heart beats faster. Your breathing becomes rapid, and every movement you make sends signals into the surroundings. The waters of the Amazon are never still, they are constantly moving. In some places, the current is strong enough to pull you away within seconds. You try to swim against it, but your body quickly becomes exhausted. You do not know where you are being carried. And then you hit something. Not rock, not soil, but roots. Flooded forests turn the Amazon into a vast underwater labyrinth. Submerged trunks, tangled root systems, decaying branches, all form a dense network that you cannot see. With just a slight entanglement, you can be trapped. You try to free yourself, but the more you move, the more deeply you become caught. Meanwhile, the current continues to push you. How much time do you have before your body no longer has the strength to resist it? And even if you manage to escape, the danger does not end. The waters of the Amazon are not only dangerous because of what lives in them, they also carry things you cannot see. Bacteria, parasites, threats so small that you cannot immediately detect them. All of these factors combine into a system that humans have almost no chance of controlling. The Amazon does not need to attack you. It only needs to exist, and you will fall into danger on your own. Here, there is no clear enemy to confront. Because in the Amazon, danger begins the moment you step into the water. On the Amazon River, you may stand on the shore and feel safe. Look at the calm surface and think everything is over. But the truth is, everything is only just beginning. Beneath that seemingly peaceful surface, a complete ecosystem is operating every second. It does not need you to see it or understand it. It still exists and is always ready to react. Have you ever wondered if you truly fell into it one day, how much time you would have before everything spirals out of control? In the dangerous world of the Amazon River, humans are no longer observers but become part of the food chain. We cannot see the danger, cannot predict it, and cannot control it. Just one moment of mistake, one step too deep, one movement at the wrong time, everything can change completely. And perhaps the most frightening thing is not only what lies beneath the Amazon's waters, but the fact that we know it is still there, every day, every hour. If you want to continue exploring the most astonishing and terrifying mysteries of our planet, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because out there are still places humanity has never truly been ready to face.